Have you met a person who you thought was ordinary but actually was from a powerful and wealthy family? I worked at a warehouse for 2 years with this guy Kevin. Everyone just called him Warehouse Kevin. Dude was like invisible, wore the same 3 plain t-shirts on rotation, drove this beat-up Ford that sounded like it was gonna die every morning, ate the exact same microwave burrito for lunch every single day. Like clockwork. Same spot, same time, same nasty burrito. Nobody really talked to him. He was just there. But Kevin was always early, never called out sick, never complained when they gave him the worst jobs. Just did his thing quietly in the back corner packing boxes. Most people forgot he existed. Then I got moved to night shift and ended up working next to him. That's when things got weird. Kevin knew everything, and I mean everything. He'd suggest ways to organize the inventory that made no sense until you tried it and realized it cut your time in half. He'd mention stuff about automated routing systems and supply chain optimization like he was talking about the weather. I figured maybe he'd studied business or logistics before ending up here. One time our computer system crashed and everyone was freaking out. Kevin just walked over and started typing. Fixed it in like 10 minutes. When I asked how he knew that, he just shrugged and said he'd messed around with computers before. Made sense. Smart guy stuck in a dead-end job. Happens all the time. But then corporate announced they were doing surprise visits. Management went absolutely crazy. They were running around making everyone tuck in their shirts, clean their stations, act professional, like the queen was coming or something. They kept saying the big bosses were coming to see how things were running. Day of the visit, everyone's nervous. I'm trying not to mess up when this black car pulls up outside. Real fancy. 2 people in expensive suits get out, but then a third guy steps out and I swear I thought I was hallucinating. It was Kevin. Warehouse Kevin. But not Warehouse Kevin. This Kevin had a perfect haircut, tailored suit, nice watch. He looked completely different. I'm standing there with my mouth hanging open watching him walk through the warehouse like he owned the place, which, turns out, he basically did. The managers were all bowing and scraping, calling him Mr. Holtman. Mr. Holtman. I'd heard that name before. It was on the side of the building. Holtman Logistics Group. Kevin wasn't just some random warehouse guy. He was Kevin Holtman III, the CEO's grandson, the heir to the whole company. After they left, Kevin came back the next day in his regular clothes like nothing happened. Same beat-up Ford, same burrito, same corner spot. I didn't know what to say. Was I supposed to pretend I didn't see what I saw? Call him sir now? Finally, he walked over during break. Asked if I wanted to grab coffee after work. I thought maybe I was in trouble for something. Maybe he'd been watching me and I'd screwed up somewhere. We went to this little diner and he just sat there stirring his coffee for a minute. Then he looked at me and said thanks. For what? I asked. For talking to me like a regular person, he said. For not treating me different. That's when he explained everything. He'd graduated from some fancy business school 2 years ago. Could have walked right into an executive job. Instead, he told his grandfather he wanted to work from the bottom up. Said he couldn't manage people doing jobs he'd never done himself. So they set it up. Only HR knew who he really was. Everyone else, including the managers, had no clue. He said most days he felt like he was living a lie, but it was the only way to really learn how the business worked, how to make things better for everyone. He'd been taking notes, making plans, figuring out what actually needed to change. Then he said something that floored me. He was getting promoted to regional manager next month. They were opening a new facility in another state and he wanted me to come with him. Lead a team, all expenses paid, training program, basically a whole new life. When I asked why me, he just said because you listened. Because you treated me like I mattered even when you thought I was nobody special. Because I trust you. 2 weeks later, I put in my notice. Left that warehouse behind for good. Kevin kept his word about everything. Better job, better pay, actual opportunities.